green lights on.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to call the January 4th Infrastructure Committee meeting to order. Can we get a roll call?
Councilor Roebuck. Councilor Roebuck. Councilor Kinnard.
Here.
Councilor Peterson.
Here.
Councilor Sanchez.
Okay, can I get an approval of the agenda and the minutes? Do we combine those usually? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the agenda and approve the minutes of November 23rd, 2020.
Second? Okay. We have a motion and a second. And then a vote on that? We vote on that? Okay. And can I get a vote on the approval of the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? So we're on to the non-action items.
Madam Chairman, committee, the next item is project update discussion. Slide, please. The slides you have before you, this is our large valve project. This is what we were doing. We just finished this area up before Christmas. We were at 3rd and Wyoming. The picture on the left is the old stuff that we took out, where we have a 36-inch and a 24-inch line coming in, and the valves are broken, so we had to put in some line stops. Then you see the new plumbing on, well, that's the old stuff there on that slide. Next slide. You can see the new stuff, the new valves and the new plumbing that we put in. Again, I put this just to show you how big these fittings are and why they cost so much. One of the scary things for me on this one is you see how shallow the line is. So there was a lot of concrete cover it. Now we know why we encountered concrete was part of change order number 1. Because it's so shallow, they put a concrete cover on it to protect it. And we put a flow fill, which the maintenance guys will still be able to excavate it, but it'd still be tough, stiffer than regular flow fill or dirt. But again, this is just to give you an idea of what we've been doing with the large valve project. Today they did move over there to Poe in Maine, the old Margaret's restaurant. And same thing, we're going to put in some new valves and a line stop over there to keep on finishing this project. We have one more phase and we'll be done with the valve project. There's also other projects on the list. If committee has any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Thank you, Mr. Nahar. Does anyone have any questions?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
How long did it take to do the one on Wyoming?
The ones in Wyoming, we were finished. We paved it out 23rd of December, and it started, I believe, right after Veterans Day. So it was about a month.
About a
5 weeks.
month.
5 weeks, yes, sir.
Okay.
If you remember, we were on South Main by the cemetery.
Yeah.
Took a little bit longer. I think that was 7 weeks. We probably have a month to go do the work over there at South Main and,
So it takes a little while to.
oh, it takes a
do
little while.
that.
First, you have to excavate everything out, and then turn off the water, and then water maintenance transmission's got to make sure that all the customers have water. We've had to run some temporary services depending when we turn off the valves. Once we have that secured, then we start taking apart the old stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll go down to regular item number 3, consider RFP -21-004, scope of work, general construction services.
Yes, Madam Chairman, this will be considered the scope of work for the general construction services. This will be presented by Trent Moore, facility manager.
Madam Chairman, committee members, we're requesting consideration for approval of the scope of work for RFP 21-004, general construction for various citywide construction projects.
Is this something that we've done before for,
Yes, we have a roofing RFP. It's very similar. We're just this is the first step in the RFP process.
okay. Does anyone have any questions? You don't have any questions? Okay. I'll need a motion for approval in a second.
I'll make a motion to approve RFP 21-004, scope of work, general construction services citywide.
Second. Does this go to consent?
It may.
Yeah.
Is that what we need to do with that?
I would recommend going to consent.
Okay. So to consent. In a second. And then I'll take a vote to send this to consent. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? To number 4, consider award ITB-21-006 Lee Deming Bridge.
Madam Chairman, requesting that you consider the award of ITB 21-006 Lee and Deming Bridge reconstruction to Abraham Construction of Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the amount of $1,100,280.31, which includes GRT. Just to give you a little background, we had a legislative grant, 2019, which was for $800,000. We used $103,000 for the design by Souter Miller, and that left the balance of $696. So we're going to use the remainder of the balance of the grant, and then now the capital improvement fund will have $403,000 to match it so we can build the project. We had 3 bids. That's on page 19. Abraham Construction was the low bidder. And as far as Abraham Construction, the city of Roswell Engineering, we're happy with that. They're the ones that built the North Garden Bridge. So it's a very similar project. They're both concrete box culverts. And you may send this one to consent agenda. I stand for any questions.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Okay.
How many more bridges do we have that?
The next
Possibly.
bridge, well, we have about 30 bridges in town, which you wouldn't think we're in the flatlands, but we have that many. But we're just going down the list of priority by the New Mexico DOT. We have a bridge which you all approved for the ICIP project number 2 or number 3, I forget, which would be the bridge right before you go into the restaurant for the livestock auction. So that's the next bridge in line. After that bridge, the next bridge that would fall in line based on the ratings would be the one on right there by the splash pad on Elm Street. But if we do one every 2 years, I'll be done. So that's about 50 years of work, but eventually we need to rebuild all our bridges.
Yeah, two
Which-
bridges in the past couple of years is pretty good.
I mean, I think for a city our size, we're doing good, and if the legislature will be kind to us, the DOT will be kind to us, engineering will go down and make sure that the worst ones get addressed first. At least we'll petition for the money, whether we get it or not, but we'll do our end.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to consider award of ITB-21-006 Lee and Deming Bridge reconstruction project to Abraham's Construction of Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the amount stated, and recommend to send to the consent agenda for the next city council meeting.
We have a motion by Counselor Peterson. Second, Counselor Sanchez? Yes? And we'll go ahead and vote on that to be sent to agenda. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, moving on. Number 5, consider award professional services, Cielo Grande Fields.
Okay, and if you look at the slides, you'll see that basically what council approved in October was a conceptual plus or minus where the baseball complex would go, and that's the slide on the left. And as you can see, what council voted for in October was to do more or less the master plan of the engineering and the infrastructure, which you got to have first. Because the one thing that at that picture on the left, it does not show the parking, it does not show the utilities, it does not show how you're going to get in and out. So the first step that we have to do is kind of get a master plan of our infrastructure or the engineering, so to say. So what you have before you is a recommendation to approve professional services agreement in the amount of $526,795 for survey and master plan of this engineering for the Cielo Grande Sports Complex in Cielo Grande area to BHI of Albuquerque. BHI is also doing the inclusive park, so that's going to be good that we're going to have the inclusive park and then the study for the baseball by the same engineering company, so we can, so they tie in together, and it just makes for a smoother progression. And you may send this to consent, and I stand for any questions.
Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Then I'll consider a motion.
I'm gonna make the motion, but I don't like the idea of us putting everything in Cielo Grande. I know this is just a professional services, but
I understand, Counselor, you've held that position firmly.
I make a motion to consider sending a professional service agreement in the amount of $526,795 for survey and master plan of Cielo Grande Sports Complex in Cielo Grande area to BHI of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and recommend that it goes to consent agenda.
We have a second? Okay. We'll go ahead and vote to send that off. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, next slide. The department reports. One of the projects that the departments have been working on, as you know, that the city PD is moving some of the stolen vehicles and impounded vehicles to the yard on West 2nd, and street department's been helping out with the grading to put it. It's going to be a temporary parking lot, or poor boy parking lot. Let's call it a poor boy parking lot. So that's what they're working on, and all the reports are in the packet. We also have facility maintenance here. If you have any questions for them, we also have water maintenance and transmission. We have utility director Lorenzo Sanchez. If there's any questions on the department reports.
Do you have any questions, counselors? No. No questions.
Madam Chairman, that's all I have.
Okay, so we're good to adjourn? Okay. I'd like to adjourn the meeting. It is 4:14, I believe. Or 13.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and
Thank
committee.
you.